Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Expo. Today is Sunday, April 24th, 2022. Time is 3:20. So as I said in the other two videos I'm doing today, I got a lot of backlog on cops being arrested. Every day of every week of the year, there's a cop being arrested across America. They are not all good. There are a lot of bad apples out there, not just a few, and these are not isolated incidents. So since, as I said in the other videos, I can't obviously do all of them, and I'm not going to do all of them. We're just going to do a few of the most disconcerting ones. And this one here reported on April 23rd, 2022. It's reported on Fox5Atlanta.com. Carrollton police officer arrested, fired after being charged with child molestation. There it is, people. There you go. Take a good look at it. I wouldn't lie to you. All right, let's find out what this well-trained professional hero who's out there protecting us. Back to blue. Hoorah! All right, Carrollton school. Oh, here we go. School resource officers. You know, in theory, I do side work with a company, and it takes me to schools on occasion to do some work. And I often have to interact with the security, and some schools have what we call Class 3s here in New Jersey. Class 3 is a retired police officer who is able to work in a school and be a police officer. Then other schools use retired police officers. But the ones that are police officers can carry guns, and that's scary in the thought right there. Now, on face value, it sounds like a nice thing. Oh, you know, I'm in one of these great little grade schools, you know, like first, second, third graders, and I see the little kids walking by, and I go, oh, that's good that we got police here. Somebody here to protect them. But on the flip side, it's not good. Because you got cops walking, especially when you got them in high school or higher grades where they're walking around, some kid does something stupid, and next you know, you got a cop charging with something, and it goes from, something that gets handled between the school and the parent, all of a sudden becomes a court matter, and that's an issue right there. I don't like that, okay? And the other problem is you run into these situations, and we know there's a lot of bad cops out there that have sexual dysfunctions, that they can't leave children alone. If it's not molesting them, they're downloading child porn or trying to make child porn. And here we go again. So I think the bad outweighs the good of having police in the school. And that's that, okay? So anyway, we'll get on with the story. By the way, if you don't want to hear me ramble, just go click on the link in the description. You can go read the story yourself. A Carrollton school resource officer, it says S on it, was arrested and fired after being charged with child molestation on Friday. And let's see, I don't know if you can see it right there. There's his picture right there. Fine, upstanding man, no doubt. I wonder how many awards he has. Jared Gilbert, 35, of Carrollton, was booked into the Carroll County Jail on one count each of child molestation and violation of oath by a public officer. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation said they were alerted to the allegations on Thursday and were asked to handle the case. Investigators said Gilbert is being accused of encouraging an 11-year-old girl to inappropriately touch him while at his home on April 15. First of all, why is this 11-year-old girl at his house alone? You know, these parents, somebody ought to go in there and smack the parent in the back of the head. I would never, ever, and this is before I even started doing this stuff, would allow my daughter, who's grown up and married, I would never allow my daughter to be alone with any man, period. If it ain't the mother, it's husband, and even then I'm a little worried about, if it, beyond that, a family member, and even then I'd be suspect. Would never leave my child alone with a stranger. Whether, just because they're cop doesn't mean they're good people. But this is the problem, and you got some unsuspecting single mother, which is what I'm suspecting this is, who thinks, oh, he's a police officer, we can trust police officers, they're there to protect us. Well, here we go. I'm reading the story, folks. Inappropriately touched him while at his home on April 15. Yeah, what else was he doing that he asked her to touch him? He probably had his willy out, didn't he? Internal investigation by Carrollton Police Department led to Gilbert's immediate termination. In a statement released Friday, the department wrote in part, Carrollton Police Department and Carrollton City Schools. By the way, the school's going to get sued now too, along with the police department. Carrollton City Schools acted immediately to ensure the safety of students, and the school system has taken the appropriate steps to ensure full cooperation with local and state authorities. I bet the first phone call they made was to the town lawyer, the school's lawyer. Gilbert was sworn in as a Carrollton police officer back in July 2015. All right, so let me see. That's 7 years ago. And how old is he? Let me go back here again. Let me see here. Oh, he's 35. So 7. Well, last I checked in my math, that makes him, he was hired in his 20s. Once again, how many times I got to say, you got to stop hiring these cops in their 20s. Get them in their 30s. Internal investigation by the Carrollton Police Department led to Gilbert's immediate termination. This is one thing I like. You know, you get out of these big towns, these unions don't have the power that they have like around here where I'm at. You know, these chiefs, you got a bad cop, they just fire him. They don't monkey around, they fire him. They don't cover for him. The unions don't cover for him, they fire the bastards. And you know what, by the way, I'm looking at the stripes on his arm. So he's a corporal. He's got, if I'm looking at it right, on glasses, I lost them. He has 2 stripes. In a statement released Friday, the department wrote in part, Carrollton Police Department and Carrollton City Schools acted immediately to ensure the safety of students, and the school system take the appropriate steps to ensure full cooperation. Well, what are they supposed to do? Cover for the dumbass? Gilbert was sworn as a Carrollton police officer until July 2015. He was promoted to rank of corporal in November 2021. And that's all they have on it. So it's a short story, but nonetheless, just another example. What are the categories, folks? Repeat after me. You should know by now. It is violence. These are the things that take cops down, or cops do all the time, that they perpetrate on us people, citizens. Violence, sexual misconduct, lying, deceit, and drunkenness, driving drunk. Those are the 4 things that they do. And the one thing that always brings a cop down is his private parts. When Mr. Johnson is driving is in charge of the of steering the ship or the car, it brings an officer down. And the other thing that brings an officer down is the camera. Now, I got a feeling one of the things here, they don't say it in the story, that he's been fired right away because they must have some evidence. Either he admitted to it, or there's something about his private parts that can be readily identified. So they have some kind of piece of information on this well-trained professional hero that they were able to fire him right away without hesitation. So, all right, so we'll put the link in the description and you can go read the story yourself. Another hero preying on children. But don't hold your breath waiting for the law enforcement community to talk about it. Don't hold your breath waiting for Jack to talk about it, because according to Jack, they're all good people. You know, he thinks they're good people, and maybe this officer just had a problem at home, and we should, I should take it easy on him. Is that right, Jack? I shouldn't put them all down until I know them personally. And don't wait for the bootlickers, because it doesn't matter. The bootlickers stand there and see a cop shoot an innocent man point blank in the head, and the bootlickers, they still would support the police. They would just say, well, it's just an isolated incident, and there's bad apples in every profession. I hear that all the time, people. All the time, and I'm sure you do too. Back to blue, folks. Till next time.